Be sure to keep checking out the link that's in my bio and my Twitter and Tumblr down below. The first link is going to send you to bail funds, anything that needs like GoFundMes, things like that for the Black Lives Matter movement. And my Twitter and Tumblr has recent updates on protests, more GoFundMes, and other things like that. Jacob Blake is the most recent black man murdered by police that we even know of, and we need to stay up to date, we need to help the protests, and we need to help fight against this corrupt system. Hello Friendzies, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about being fat and fashion. What an intro, right? What an intro. Okay, so I want to start this video by saying that I am not knowledgeable on fashion design, and I'm not knowledgeable about like the business of the fashion industry, but I am a fat woman who is poor and buys clothes. I'm a consumer, and I feel like I might have some insight on things because every person is built different. Every person's body is just different. That's how it is. And even though I'm a fat woman, my proportions are different than a lot of other fat women. So I just wanted to talk about personal experience, different things about the fashion industry, and maybe some specific stores. My personal like body shape and everything, I have a very short torso and short legs. And I find what makes me most comfortable in my like fashion sense is capri pants, the ones that like go to like right below your knees, and graphic t-shirts. I love graphic tees. Obviously you guys have seen my sundresses before. I do like wear other things, but that is honestly like my most comfortable. And those are what I feel make me look the best. Now, the problem with plus size fashion, being a fat person, I'm like a, what am I? My bottoms are like a 24, 26, but my top is like a 26, 28 because I got the belly, and then in the back, it's like my back, and then I have like a shelf where I always like rest my hands. I have my little shelf, and then it's my butt, and my butt's like actually pretty flat. I almost said fat. My butt's actually pretty flat, so it's all the shelf. If you think I got junk in the trunk, it's just my shelf. The problem with plus size fashion is, has anybody else noticed that a lot of the clothes made for plus size women, or just plus size people, are kind of marketed towards older women? My mom is thinner now because she had a surgery that helped, you know, like a lot of she had some medical issues, so she had a weight loss surgery and everything, and she's like tiny now. She's like a little stick. But when my mom was about my size, a lot of the clothing that we would buy and she would, you know, like give to me or we would buy together was more marketed towards her taste. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there is a huge lack of diversity and like, I feel like lack of understanding for plus size clothing. Because like I said, I love capris and I love graphic tees. The only two places I'm ever able to get graphic tees are Torrid and ModCloth. And then the problem with that is both of those are expensive because there's this weird fucking concept that because it's plus size clothing, there's more fabric, so it costs more money. And that, I know there's a lot of complications in it with fast fashion and labor and like the capitalism and all that. But I think it's super bullshit that the same t-shirt that's $25, it's specifically on ModCloth, the same t-shirt that's $25 from extra large or extra small to extra large is $25 is then $45 for 1X to 4X. That's bullshit. And as much as I love Torrid, Torrid is honestly out of ModCloth and Torrid is my go-to. I don't like how a lot of it literally can be a plain white t-shirt. It's like $45. So if you notice, my hauls are very spaced apart because I don't have money. You know, bills are crazy. I have a medical bill I'm trying to pay off. Everything's crazy. Money is crazy. Capitalism is bullshit. So and the thing is, I don't need clothes right now. When I buy clothes, it's mostly because I like it and I want to add it to my wardrobe. But so one of my cousins, a friend of his, she is a bigger girl. She's bigger than me. And the thing is, she doesn't really ever get new clothes unless it's something I'm getting rid of that I give to her. Because she too is poor, and thrift stores don't fucking help because I feel like Completely disregarding the really skinny kids that buy things that are 8 sizes too big for them because it's fashion. I feel like thrift stores still don't have plus size clothing. I have not gone to like a Savers and been able to find anything in my size, and I'm about a 4X. I can't find anything. They don't even have a section for me. Like, so even like low income people have no chance. And a plain t-shirt is $45. And I started, what video was I talking about it? And I started talking about ModCloth and how their sizing is, because this isn't a specific attack video on ModCloth, but ModCloth is honestly the best example I can give because it's somewhere that I shop a lot from. But out of the two, like I said, I would always pick Torrid because ModCloth has a lot of cons. The thing with ModCloth is they advertise themselves as like vintage style and like fun style with plus size options, which is good because ModCloth does carry a lot of 3, 4Xs. Sometimes they even have 5Xs. It's usually sweaters. But sometimes they even have 5X. But the issue with ModCloth is they advertise plus size, but they don't deliver on plus size. You have to, this is my like tip, if you ever get like extra money and you want to splurge on like a really pretty like vintage style dress and you want to go on ModCloth because that is like kind of what they market themselves as, pay attention to the reviews and read every single review. If one dress comes in like a bunch of different patterns, read the review on every single pattern. Because it seems like the dresses and like the shirts, the sweaters, whatever, that are the worst quality, like material, like threads being loose, buttons falling off. In my experience, and in a lot of other people's experiences, I know because I read the reviews, the clothing on ModCloth that is the poorest quality, but comes in like the plus size, is the clothing that fits the best. And the clothing that is like the really good quality that like smaller sizes will review and, you know, say like this is medium and it's beautiful and the material is this and the material is that. When the plus size people buy it, it doesn't even fit. It won't even zip in the back. It won't even like, do you guys remember that orange Halloween dress I had? I loved it. It was beautiful. It had pockets. I felt like it looked gorgeous. The material was really nice. I had a really hard time zipping that dress. It was a 4X. I had a really hard time zipping it, and it was so tight right here. I felt like I had to stay like perfectly still. It was so tight here, but then here, like loose. All right here was like so loose, and then the straps like barely hung onto my shoulders. And that's so garbage because the other reviews on that dress that were like medium, smalls, larges were beautiful, like fantastic. Like they would put pictures too of like how well it fits them. I spent like almost $100 on that. No, I spent $118 on that dress without shipping and without tax, but like that's a lot of money for a dress that has really good reviews to not fit me. And I know part of it too is like proportions and like, you know, it's supposed to fit like a pear type body shape and not like an apple type body shape. But then that's bullshit too. And again, not coming from somewhere of like fashion design, me having any knowledge of that, but I don't think that it should only be like, this dress fits in a 4X if you're a pear body shape. That shouldn't be the case, and I think that's really dumb. And my other thing with ModCloth is I think they do great graphic tees. This is from ModCloth, my Hello Darkness little shirt, and then the shirt I wore last week that says Hello Sunshine. I have a lot of graphic tees from ModCloth. I feel like they're really good. But at the same time, the graphic tee options on ModCloth are so incredibly limited. If you go on the website and, you know, go and like sort what you're looking for by graphic tees, and then you have like 8 or 9 pages of like gorgeous, hilarious shirts. They have great Halloween shirts. They have, the past 2 summers, they've had a lot of different like shark shirt options, and I love them and I want them so bad. And then you sort it by size, and it's like 1 page of shirts. 3 of the shirts I already own and have been on the website for at least a year. And the other 3 are just ugly and completely boring. It's a white t-shirt with like 1 thing right here. That's this, like this big. Like, it really bothers me when websites, corporations, companies, whatever, pretend like they care and then don't even like put in the effort in pretending they care, because I feel like ModCloth has just completely stopped caring to even pretend. At least put a little more effort into bamboozling us, you know what I mean? And like, I won't even bother looking at bottoms or like skirts from ModCloth. I won't even try, because I really don't have any faith that by the time I get the dress like over my hips, that it's even gonna make it over my hips, one, and then that it's gonna zip in the back. And one other thing. The shirts on ModCloth have that really bad case of a lot of plus size clothing. It's the right size, like especially shirts, it's the right size, but for some reason, because it comes in a 4X, it's about 8 feet long. Not every shirt that's for a plus size person needs to be a tunic style top. Some of us like crop tops. Some of us like regular length shirts. Like, it doesn't need to be a freaking tunic, and that is the problem I have with ModCloth. My yellow shirt that says I saw I made things awkward, it comes down to like right above my knees. I have to tuck it into every single like pair of bottoms I wear and like try to like ruffle it and make it look good, because it looks ridiculous. And like I said, I have a short torso and short legs, so if I wear anything on top that's too long, even with pants, it looks like I have hobbit legs. It makes me look like my legs are like this tall. I look stumpy. And I hate that. I don't like looking stumpy. I'm like 5'5". I like looking my height. I wish I were taller. And that's why I wanted to kind of talk about specifically ModCloth and Torrid. Torrid suffers the same issue with a lot of the t-shirts. They do go very long. However, Torrid offers a lot of crop tops. But same problem with ModCloth is it's a plain t-shirt, but it still costs like $45, $50. But out of the two, like I've said, again, Torrid is the one I'm going to pick just because it has more options. I have like 3 crop tops from Torrid. I love Torrid. All of my bikinis that I bought last year are from Torrid, and they're cute as hell. I got my tits out, I got my ass out, and they're fucking great. And I feel like Torrid is more catered to like people my age and younger, because they actually have like options for graphic tees. What shirts do I have that are Torrid? I can't think about them off the top of, I don't know off the top of my head. Oh, the shirt I wore in my Percy Jackson video, that's from Torrid. Also, the thing about plus size fashion is everybody has different tastes. And like I said earlier, it seems like most of it is marketed towards like older women. I feel like it's shirts that are, you know, like what you can wear to your like office job, or like things you can wear to like your office party. There's a lot of animal print, which I'm not a fan of overall, and that's not just who I am as a person. It's a lot of dresses that have, you know when dresses have like kind of elastic band like all the way down? It's a lot of dresses like that, which realistically, on me, I find not flattering at all. And my mom has found it not flattering on herself either when she was bigger, because the benefit of a lot of clothing, and this is plus size and like regular size clothing, is if there's the elastic or like some way something's fitted, it fits in like right under your boobs, or it fits like right on your hips, or it fits like midway. And for certain body types that like, you know what I mean? Certain body types find that it looks better on them. I love dresses that like cinch in like right at my waist, or like right at the top of my shelf, because it makes like the top of my body look a little longer, and then it poofs out the skirt, which I love. I love that. And I have a couple dresses that fit like right here, and that looks nice too, because it kind of makes this like look a bit longer, and then it's like a fun skirt at the bottom. But the dresses that kind of like, they fit here, and then they fit here, and then they fit here. It's a lot of like elastic bands, and I find that that's a lot of clothing for plus size people, and I'm not comfortable with that. I'm really lucky that I do have the money when I can to buy clothing, and that my closet is like, it's fairly extensive. I have a lot of shirts that I love. You know, I have good pairs of pants that I know fit me. I have my jackets and everything. But I do think it's super unfair that I kind of have to wait in between doing like clothing shops, and I have to make sure I have enough money, and I have to I have to 100% try everything on, because just because it's a t-shirt doesn't mean it's going to fit me the right way. And I feel like people that wear smaller sizes can go to the store and be like, oh yeah, small, no problem, and just buy whatever they want and go home, and when they put it on the first time for like school or for work, excuse me, it'll fit perfectly fine and they don't even have to worry about it. And I find that that is a very common thing. I feel like I have to be super careful with my money and what I buy, and my thinner friends can kind of just go to the store, grab whatever, and just wear it whenever they want. And that's not in a self-confidence way, that's not in a body image way, that's in a way that clothing is marketed for thinner people. Because overall, in society and in this world and everything, fat people are not desirable, so we don't deserve to have things that work well for us. You know it's true. If there's a little voice in your head going, no, that's not true, it's definitely true. You need to listen to the actual fat woman that's talking about it. And there's the issue of like places like Target too. A lot of their plus size section, because I've shopped at Target a few times. Did I get a dress there once? I think so, and then I think it's something that I ended up getting rid of. Oh, and Target and Lane Bryant, two kind of similar things. The only thing I buy at Lane Bryant is underwear. And I've gotten a couple jackets from Lane Bryant that I've kept. My two leather jackets, my black one and my red one, are the only things that I've kept. And I think no, I don't even have a jean jacket from there. I had a lot of stuff from Lane Bryant at one point because when my job first started, the job I have now, I didn't have loans to pay at the time, so I bought like a bunch of clothes for myself. Lane Bryant and Target, I feel like they kind of say, like, don't worry, this is definitely a 2X, and then you try it on and it does not fit at all like a 2X. Lane Bryant has that issue a lot. Oh no, I lied, I buy pajama pants from Lane Bryant too. Haha, the shorts I'm wearing right now are actually pajama pants. But Lane Bryant, that happens a lot, because like I said, I feel like I had a lot of things from Lane Bryant. I got rid of most of it because I try it on. You know what I mean? It fits nice, you're trying it on, you're going clothes shopping, cool. And then you go home and you have like, even a small meal, even if I went home and had like a salad, you know, your body naturally reacts to food because it needs to make space to digest and room for your organs to work. Even if I'm like slightly bloated from eating a freaking salad, the clothes wouldn't fit me anymore. The skirt was too tight. The shirt like morphed weird on my boobs. Like, it's ridiculous. And the only thing I still have from Target that I bought at one point are my two, it's the exact same tank top. My two 5 Seconds of Summer tank tops. Because that's the only thing that fits me, and even then, it's the exact same shirt and the exact same size, and I don't know if maybe one of them was like put in the dryer. One of them is like a little bit snug on my belly, but the other one fits fine. I don't get it. I don't get fashion. I don't get capitalism. Everything about capitalism is evil and wrong. But we live in it, and it's really difficult. And then there's the whole argument about fast fashion and trying to shop sustainably. And as much as I would love to, I have a huge bag in our spare room of like old underwear, old thing, like socks that are ripped and things that they're not like good quality enough to be donated or given away. But I don't want to throw them away because there is textile recycling. I just cannot find anything in my area that takes textile recycling. If anybody knows, if anybody can send me like links, phone numbers, whatever to something like that in the Boston area, please send it to me, because I want to help recycle textiles. Those can be repurposed in whatever way, where it's not going to be, you know, like a crusty old pair of socks, but it's not just going to go in the garbage, because textiles do not work like that. They're not recyclable in the sense of just like throwing it in the trash. You know what I mean? As much as I would love to like shop ethically and shop sustainably, realistically for me and for so many other people, it's not possible. I am from a low-income home. I do not make enough money to shop sustainably in really anything. And it's bullshit, because it's the world overall. It's capitalism overall. Sustainability should not cost as much as it does. But it does, because the entire system is against sustainability. It bothers me so much because there's so many arguments, and it's always, not to be rude, and if you take this offensively, then maybe you are exactly who I'm describing, but it's always the skinny white bitches that also yell at like Native people and Indigenous people for like how they aren't vegan. It's always the skinny white bitches that have so much to say and gentrify a whole fucking neighborhood that are like, well, what do you mean you can't shop sustainably? Me, 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 me. Don't shop at like Romwe or Shein. But here's the thing. I haven't personally shopped at Romwe or Shein because I'm a little nervous to spend money and get a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't fit me. But here's the thing. If that's the only way somebody can get clothing for a new job or for school, I'd much rather have somebody have clothing than have nothing. Like, I'm sorry. And again, this is coming from somebody who doesn't have a lot of knowledge on the fashion industry, sustainability, like things like that. This is coming from a woman that is very much considered lower class and is fat. I'm doing the best I can here. Like I said, I would much rather anybody that's fat like me, I would much rather have you have clothing than have nothing, because you could only buy one t-shirt like sustainably and like ethically and things like that. I would much rather you have a wardrobe that you like and makes you feel good than be so worried about getting enough money to buy more than one shirt at a time. Because money is stressful enough as it is, and it shouldn't be a bunch of extra shit on top of just the regular worries about like feeding yourself and keeping a roof over your head. And part of this came from the whole strawberry dress thing going on, because that strawberry dress is fucking gorgeous, but it is $500. I understand why it's $500. Pixie Locks made a video on this. I'll put it up in the card, because she is a fashion student and she's hoping to be a fashion designer. So certain elements of it I completely agree with, because that's just it. It's beautifully handmade. It's all like ethical labor. It's people making, like, that company, that small business, making sure that their workers have like the right amount of money, like getting paid the right amount of money, you know, vacation time, sick time, things like that. And it is really sad when you go on the website and it's $500 and it doesn't even come in your size. Again, I don't think clothing should be ridiculously expensive for sizing. That dress isn't expensive for sizing. It's expensive because of the ethical labor that went into that dress and the fact that it's a small business trying to support all of their employees. But in other situations, clothes are expensive because they're just a bigger size. I think that's bullshit. If that dress came in my size and I knew it was gonna fit me, I would save up for it. I really would. Because that is a beautiful dress and I think is 100% worth it. It's not in my size, and I can't, even if it wasn't my size, I can't really imagine spending $500 on it. But if I got lucky and got my tax money and had bills and stuff taken care of, yeah, I would fucking buy it. I want a pink strawberry dress. Are you kidding me? That's like my dream dress. I wanted to talk about this because I feel like a lot of opinions kind of go around when like things like the strawberry dress kind of happen. I feel like a lot of opinions go around and, you know, fashion designers speak on it, fashion companies speak on it. And I feel like fat people do try to speak on it, but nobody listens because we're fat. What do we fucking know? You know, just because we wear clothes doesn't mean we have any idea about them, even though, you know what I mean? We are fucking human beings, but fat people aren't human. Let's be real. Like, I feel like nobody really listens to fat people when there's opinions about clothing and fashion, but this is a platform and I do have 53 subscribers, and that is enough of a reach, I feel like, because, you know, you guys can tell your friends and they can tell their friends, and I tweet this out. And not everybody that follows me on Twitter is subscribed to me, and I can put this on other platforms where other people can see it, because fashion is, you know, a very talked about subject, especially in the sense of sustainability and fast fashion. So this can kind of spread and that can get a voice out. And I don't speak for all fat people, but I do speak, I feel like, for a good portion of fat people in the sense of, you know, clothing and reviews on certain websites and certain types of clothing and certain expectations of us. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to put it out there for this conversation. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! And then I'm gonna take you outside in your stroller.